I want to start off talking about last year. So I'm interested in how momentum plays into how you get prepared for this year, right? So you end with a huge win over Ohio State, then you beat Alabama, now you're starting your season. So I get it, it's always like a brand new year, but certainly if you lost both of those games, it would feel differently. So how did those two wins affect this upcoming year?
Yeah, first, again, thank you guys for having me on the show. Awesome, big fans. Really appreciate it. But I think those two wins, especially that one against the Buckeyes, is something that we take a lot of pride in. You go across our building and you see what are you doing to beat Ohio State today. It's pretty well known that the rivalry is well heated, and it's something that we think about 364 because that day it's in our mind. We're ready for it. So it's something that we take a lot of pride in. But, yeah, the win against Alabama, a prominent program that we've had the fortune to play twice in the calendar year, and to win those games has been huge. Yeah, momentum. It has been a little bit momentum maybe into the winter, but I feel like when you get into spring and you get into summer, that momentum kind of shifts into, it's your thought process of what you're going to be versus what you are and what you have been. So for us, we've really just taken the step of attacking every single day because yesterday doesn't really matter, tomorrow's not owed, and all we have is the present. So for us, we've just taken it day by day to try to get better.
Coach, I mean, like you said, everybody knows how big the Ohio State rivalry is with Michigan. I don't know if many people outside of Michigan know, there's no red allowed in your facility. Can you talk to us about that, and even having if recruits show up in red or their family, how do you guys handle that?
Yeah, it's well known. It's stated. There's signs that say no red and green, or green in the facility, and it'll be stated again next Tuesday when we have our team meeting, just in case the freshmen decide to pull out some red socks or have some green shoes that they want to wear. They better know that they can't do that. It's something that it's well known in the building, and it's reinforced more so by the players than by the coaches, but. Yeah, and if a recruit comes in with a family and they have on red, they're kindly asked to redirect the other direction and make sure they get colors that we can attire them with. So we make sure that we have the proper attire that people can wear that is not red and green in our building.
So you guys obviously have beaten Ohio State the last 4 times. How do you account for that? I mean, that's huge for you guys. I guess 2-part question. 1, why do you think you've had so much success against them recently? And 2, last year you obviously 8-5, didn't win as many games as you wanted. But how much does beating Ohio State kind of make up for not having the greatest season by your standards?
Yeah, I think to answer the first question, why the last 4 years we've won, it's because we've had really good teams. We've had a lot of kids that have been really invested in the process to win that game and taking a lot of pride in winning that game every single year because that game is a little different, and that's something you prepare for 365 days a year and make sure you're ready for. But, last year winning that game meant a whole lot, one, because it was the first year as the head coach and being able to have that on the resume for our football team, but the doubters, the things that people were saying, we don't pay attention to it, but we understand it, we know it, and we talked about in our building was really about trust. It wasn't really about belief, because we all believed. We just trusted in who we were as a team and what we are as a program to make sure we can get the victory, and we did that. And from now on, we can't count on those victories in the past. It doesn't really matter. We're motivated to be better and to be a better team, and we'll continue to try to do that.
Coach, a member of the First Things First family is Coach Eric Mangini, and he worked with your former boss and now Chargers head coach Jim Harbaugh. And I've asked him, I don't know if it was on the air or off the air, about, what makes Harbaugh, special. And the anecdote he gave us is that he writes everyone birthday cards, which seemed like handwritten, like notes or whatever it was, and it seemed kind of quirky, but he explained it as people just really believe in how much he cares for them. I think a lot of people got to know you when he was still there and you were the interim and you were overcome by emotion in, I think it was the Ohio State game, but the game that when you guys won and he had been suspended or set on the sidelines. What is it about Jim Harbaugh, who is an objectively odd cat, that makes everything, everywhere he goes, instantly better and makes him such a successful coach?
Yeah, I think what makes Jim different is it's a lot of things. It's a combination of a lot of different things. But I think the number one thing is he cares about the people that he's working with and working around. He really cares about his players. He does everything to make sure that the players understand that he cares about them and will, find different ways to be different. He's not afraid to be different. He doesn't really care what other people think. And that's something that I've learned in my 7 years with him, that I really had to adjust to figure out how he did such a good job of it. It's innate in his ability and how he's been blessed and grown up. But he looks at things through a different lens than other people, and it's okay to be different. But at the core of him, he's a good man with a great heart that cares about the people around him, that cares about his staff, and cares about his players. So I think the players just understand that he's always going to be himself. Doesn't matter how quirky it is or how different it is. I mean, the memes flying around right now of him looking through the tarp at the Chargers practice. But that's him. Like, he doesn't care. Like, that's just who he is. So I think the players appreciate it and staff appreciate it when you're around him.
All right, I've got one more kind of looking back question about a former player. A big debate on the show today was actually about Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts. When it's like, is he sacrificing his numbers for the sake of the team? How do you judge a quarterback when he has this great roster around him if his numbers aren't that great but they win? You guys were in a very similar situation 2 years ago with J.J. McCarthy, where obviously a lot of NFL teams thought incredibly highly of J.J. A lot of folks, I will say myself was one of them, was like, he's a great quarterback. I would think they would throw the ball more, but you guys won all those games. So when you guys had JJ, how did you balance his talent with the way the team was built? And the follow-up, I guess, is how do you expect him to look this year now that he has the Vikings job?
Yeah, I mean, the common denominator with JJ and Jalen Hurts on both those teams is they won championships. So I think the number one thing for a quarterback is they want to win. JJ probably going to be one of the winningest quarterbacks ever to play at Michigan, losing one game as a starter. Jalen Hurts went on to win a Super Bowl, and that's what you want. You want a winner. So I think for that piece, JJ was special, and he was a team-first guy. And people say we didn't throw the ball. He won quarterback of the year in the conference. So I don't know how you can not throw it when you win quarterback of the year. We just ran the ball very well. So those numbers sometimes, were deceiving. But JJ is going to do outstanding this year. I'm excited to watch him play. I always knew how special he could be and so how special he was, and the leadership qualities he had, not only as a on-the-field quarterback but off the field, and the things he's done. He's already doing with the Vikings, and I got a chance to talk to Kwesi a little bit through text messages and talk about how the progress and what he's doing as a teammate. So JJ is going to be outstanding, and we hope that what he does permeates through the guys that we have at Michigan now.
Coach, if you could take us behind the curtain a bit, when you go out and recruit players now, like what's your best pitch to get them there at Michigan?
I mean, there's so many things. There's so many advantages that come to Michigan. When you come to Michigan, you're obviously going to play on the biggest stage. You're going to play in the best conference in football. I think obviously the Big Ten is the best conference in college football. You're going to play against great competition every week. You're going to be on a national stage. You're going to be on one of the biggest brands in college football. You're going to have a chance to play in the NFL, but you're going to have a chance to have an elite education, and there's not very many universities where you can garner an education like we have at Michigan and play elite football. So we always tell guys, like, if you don't like school, like if you don't want to get challenged educationally, if you don't want to get a great degree, then Michigan's probably not the place for you. But if you want to do that, if you want to have a great alumni base that are going to help you for years and years to come, and you want to play elite football and a chance to go to the NFL, then it's the best of both worlds.
Bryce Underwood, coach, what should Michigan fans be most excited about when he takes the field?
Yeah, I mean, first, he's got to win the job first. So that's the piece that they've got to be ready for first. So he's got to go win it. But talk about an outstanding kid and just a great human being, a great teammate. I mean, he literally just called me earlier to figure out what time the team meeting was on Tuesday on report day. I mean, he's 17 years old. He doesn't turn 18 until August 19th on this training camp. So, but he's 6'4", 230 pounds, and he doesn't look like a 17-year-old. So, if he wins the job, you'll see a guy that has elite talent, ability, that can make every throw and do all the things as a leader. But he's got to go win that job.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. Best of luck this year. We'll be rooting for you, and enjoy Big Ten Media Day.
Appreciate it. Hopefully I can come back and make sure there's no red on the show.
Host Ohio.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.